All right, guys, those just tuning in, we are just finishing up our fourth matchup of the Imperial Agents. This one versus the Space Marines with a final score. Imperial Agents 69.
Nice.
To a Space Marine 45.
Not so nice.
Ooh. That felt like a real win there.
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely a win.
Not only did I do the scoreboard thing, which is what we're trying to do with Agents, but you were left with only 2 units remaining, a total of 5 models on the table. And that's damage output coming from the Imperial Agents. So tell me what did it feel like? What felt like it was different this time around versus the previous list when I'd shot at you and just really done no damage at all?
Well, it's important that you have the mobility to get the breachers where they need to be. So putting breachers and rhinos was pretty good. And I served up all my units on objectives for you. I just was not playing very smart. And like I said, part of the thing I don't like about the Marine list I was running is I didn't have a lot of small trash units. So I had to hold objectives with big units, and then they just got wrecked by the breachers, because the breachers are really strong when they're shooting at targets on objectives, and you stacked everything with the characters and the enhancements to just make them hit extra hard.
Yeah, it was something that I can't take full credit. Lane and I were sitting down, we were discussing this a bit from some of the stuff that we noticed. Probably the biggest thing that I hit as epiphany.
We are building this list together, so I kind of half beat myself with this list.
But one of the things that probably the biggest epiphany moment that I had that kind of started this engine rolling was the fact of looking at those characters and going, this isn't about the character buffing the unit. This is about the unit buffing the character. Mm-hmm. And with that, the Inquisitor, when the breachers were there, hit extra hard. Calgar and company went away fast, very, very fast, from 2 squads of breachers. That probably, I mean, we're looking at like 140 points for those 2 squads. And so like 280 points going into how much did that squad cost with Calgar and the Blade Guard bets and all that stuff.
275.
Yeah, so they picked up their points right there immediately, and then were able to continue on into the game. Draxus is still just a dominant force all around. Everything that she's able to do, it's not just how she destroys things, but being able to give the squad the lone operative pseudo thing. And then this was the first time I got to actually use the Calidus to reduce. There's a couple times where Lane's like, okay, I'm going to do this. I'm like, 2 CP. Because of where she was positioned towards the end of the game. So that was a very enjoyable list. I'm very happy with that. And I'm very surprised that not only the damage output, the Rhino, the Land Raider. I'm like, well, when we were getting set up, I looked at it, I was like, well, that's going to be a fun toy for you to drive around all game.
Nope, gone turn 1.
Gone turn 1. And then the Centurions, I was like, dude, these guys are just going to walk around and destroy everything. I'm never going to touch them. And then 1 turn of solid shooting into them because they were on an objective. Like you said, this army can do damage off those objectives. So your whirlwinds, how'd you feel about them? Those are kind of that's the big bread and butter piece that you're bringing through this to try and figure stuff out with them. Like you said, to pick up trash units. How'd you feel about them today?
I don't know if they were really worth their points. I definitely think I need some more smaller units for scoring and that sort of thing. For 180 points, they just don't do as much damage as they should. They don't provide as much value as they should. In certain matchups, in certain games, they go well, but you've just got so many trash units that, it's tough. And I barely killed one. I put a whirlwind into a Voidsman squad and barely killed it. I had to make a 10-inch charge to get in there and do it. So, I don't, like I said, I'm just kind of treading water here until I get points for my Blood Angels.
Points for your Blood Angels and the Death Watch rumor, which, by the way, I'm going to speak for Lane on this one. He has no opinion until we actually see it.
Yeah, they could do all sorts of different stuff. They could create a separate Space Marine-based codex, or they could just give us extra data sheets in the Imperial Agents. We don't know, so I'm not going to talk about it. I'm not going to guess what they might do. One way we'll talk about it when they get more details to us. But December, hopefully we find out in December.
Yes, definitely. Probably. Not the end. It'll be the 30th. It'll like right before it. Happy New Year.
Eve. There
we go. I feel a lot stronger with this list. This actually feels like a regular army now. The Rhinos, huge addition. Don't mind the Helverins. They were fine. They're tough. They're tough to take down because they have an invuln, and sometimes you make invuln.
Roll a bunch of invulns.
Yeah. And just being able to be in the backfield to do stuff, and also for shooting as well as for secondaries, really just made me happy overall. Subductors didn't really have much to do this game, but there wasn't really anything for them to control the field on, so they kind of just wandered around.
It still just takes longer to kill than they should. It just takes one more activation to kill than they should for the 85 points they are. So
it was really nice to be able to have that Eversor go that late in the game without popping that ability. That's so threatening, because then all of a sudden it was bam, 15 inches. Here you are to center, and then I was able to just throw so much into the middle to get that 15. So, got to close this out with the final question. Well, final questions under this umbrella. Do you feel like did this list change your opinion at all of Imperial Agents as far as an army can function on the table?
It's being stronger than I thought it would. We're 2-2 now. We played 4 games with them. We had 2 wins, 2 losses with the Imperial Agents. I didn't play very well into them. Like I said, I kind of served up all my units on objectives, and that made the difference. If I just stayed off objectives, I would have outkilled you, but I didn't. And so as a result of that, you were able to play through it. So I think you're going to have bad matchups. I don't think it's a really great army, but it's definitely better than I thought it was. There's definitely some more, and because of the variety of units you have access to, I think there's some more play to it and more things we can kind of tool around with and figure out. So there's definitely more than I was originally thinking there would be in this codex. So for you Imperial Agents players, there's something here. There's something there.
There you got one guy. I'm fighting the good fight for you here. Lane doesn't want to play him. I got this. I'm making it happen. Rolling up the sleeves and getting dirty with it. And come on, you got to give me a knuckle bump. I've played this army good. This army, I'm figuring it out. Yay, I'm happy. So, all right. That's about it. Again, Imperial Agents, 69-45. And we'll see what Lane decides to bring into him next week. And next week we're probably going to start getting close to the point where I'm going to switch it up, because we should be seeing Blood Angels here soon, shouldn't we?
Yeah, the pre-order is up, so we should be getting points anytime now.
Yeah,
GW doesn't tell us when they're going to release them, so we'll just have to wait and find out.
And I just don't
probably this week.
I don't want to cry with the Imperial Agents yet. So Lane will get to go into like Necrons or something at first, but I do need a bit of a breather and a break, because we do have the 20 subductors to get ready. Did I say it right that time? And I need to mark the bases at least until we get this stuff painted. So there's a little bit of work that I need to do. So I need to kind of have a little bit of time to be able to siphon those things out and get that stuff fixed up. So, but there's always Dread Mob. Dread Mob was requested. Maybe I'll run those into Blood Angels and just let you punch Killicans all day.
Sounds like fun.
Sounds like a lot of fun. All right. As always, thanks for watching, and we'll talk to you again soon.